Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm gonna do a September book haul part 1. Again, I tried not to split up my book hauls because, again, I'm trying not to buy that many books, but I was on vacation this last week, and I went to a lot of used bookstores. One day my parents and I went to the Oregon coast and drove up and down the coast and up. I went to like 4 bookstores on the coast, and then the next day I went to one not too far away. It was the first time I'd been to that one. So I hit 5 used bookstores in a 24-hour period, and I brought home into my house 18 books. So I thought I better do a book haul on this, and I can do my other books that I get through the month at the end of the month. So anyway, we're gonna go through these just really quick. And then I have a few little clips that I'll tag on the end of some of the bookstores I did go to. I didn't get pictures of all of them, but some of them I did. So I'll just add those at the end. So the first bookstore I went to is called Fireside Books, which is in Newport, Oregon. So I picked up a few. The first one I picked up is one I've actually owned before, but I got rid of my copy. It's River God by Wilbur Smith. I saw this recently on Red Dot Books and Naomi's Bookshelf. I think they're doing a buddy read of this, and it made me remember this. And so I go, you know what? I remember trying it, and then I didn't get into it because whatever. But it's about ancient Egypt, and I think it's like a trilogy. But it's related to another book that I've read called The Seventh Scroll by him. So this is like a companion novel, but it's an adventure. It's adventure and intrigue and stuff like that, but it's in ancient Egypt. So I did want to try this again. So I found a really nice copy, so I just bought it again, even though I have tried it before, but I just did. I picked up a different Kate Daniels book from Alona Andrews, who wrote the Kate Daniels series. This is another one from their series from the On the Edge, or Of the Edge series. This is Fate's Edge. I have like the first one, so I just collected them. Collected another book in that series. I haven't even tried it yet. We'll see, but I'm so loving the Kate Daniels series that I'm willing to buy anything Alona Andrews right now. I also picked up another urban fantasy. Why, when I have a whole cart full behind me of ones? But I found one I didn't have, which is called Grave Witch by Kalana Price? Kalane? I'm not sure how to say it. Kalana Price. So this one is, I think this one was, she deals with death. Like, I think she's a private investigator, and I think she has something to do with magic. Oh, she's a grave witch. So she works with death. I think death is like a person, I think, who is incarnate of death or something. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it was another urban fantasy that I want to try. Might be gonna try a chapter soon because it sounded interesting. And then I picked up Beauty and the Blacksmith, a Spindle Cove novella by Tess Adair. So I'm still in the middle of this series. I haven't got to this one. This is 3.5 in this series. So I need to read number 3 before that comes before this. But I know I probably own the ebook to this, but I was like, it's a physical for $2. I bought it. Anyway, so those are those I got at that bookstore. And then we went to another bookstore in Newport called Nye Beach Book House. I'll definitely have a picture of that one down below because I forgot to do it at Fireside, sorry. So I picked up 3 historical fictions. That was where I found most of the stuff. I found this one called The Arctic Fury by Greer McAllister. And so this is following a woman whose husband got lost on an expedition, I think I'm trying to think of it so it is the Franklin expedition. So I don't know a whole lot about that. I've heard of it. So, but this is her, I think she journeys there with a female adventurer called Virginia Reeve, and takes a dozen women, and they go to try to rescue them. And then something happens, and Virginia is later on trial for some reason, and only 6 of the people who went of the 12 had come back with her. So I'm not sure what happened. It just sounds interesting. I've never heard of it. I just saw it on the shelf and picked it up. That was kind of very much a whim buy. So if you've read it, let me know if it's good. I did want to try some Bernard Cornwell. I got Sharp's Tiger, India, 1799. I think this is the first in the series. It's hard to tell. Like, I don't know if it was it's one of the older ones. So I thought, well, it must be the first one. It's from 1997. So I'm not sure. Maybe somebody who's actually read the Sharp series can tell me. So this is following Richard Sharp. And I've just heard so many things about this. And again, I'm right now in a very adventure mood. Anything to do with an adventure series. Clearly, I picked up River God. I picked up this. And this just sounds good. So I don't know. I've just heard really good things about this. So I really wanted to try that series. But I don't, is that the first one? Is that where I start? I think that's where I start. I'm not positive. And then I got another Jean Pleedy novel. No, so this is, her other pseudonym is Victoria Holt. I've read almost all of her Victoria Holt's book when I was in high school. So she's one of my, OG, Gothic, mystery suspense novelists that I read like everything. So, but I haven't got into her historical fiction side under the Jean Pleedy, I think that's how you say that. Pleedy? I don't know. I've got a couple of books now, and I've got a couple of different series. And I just saw this one on the Borgias. It's actually a bind-up of two. One is called Madonna of the Seven Hills and Light of Lucretia, I think. Anyway, so it was Light on Lucretia. So I just thought it would be kind of interesting. Again, the Borgias is something I haven't studied a whole lot about, but I have a couple of nonfiction books on them, so I probably will want to pick up that and then pick up this maybe afterwards. I'm not sure, but I hear that they're good historical fiction, so I do want to read those. Let's see, where did I go next? So then we were driving up, and there was I saw on the map a store I'd never seen before, which again, I hadn't, it was called North by Northwest, and it was just this little strip-ish mall, kind of like coast-wise, where they're like, it looks like they're just like little buildings, or, like, I don't know, a U-shaped building, and there's like little stores and all them. There's a rock shop right next to the bookstore. My dad was excited. Not that he got anything, but it was still fun. So this bookstore, it was kind of I just had never seen it, even though I've driven by there a lot, just outside of Lincoln City. So we stopped there, and I got a set that it was so funny because I've been looking for this for years, and it is the Life of Samuel Johnson by James Boswell. So it's a 3 set. I don't know if I can grab them. So like that. So they're just, as I said, it's like the whole set, and they're really in good condition. Again, but what I like about them is the print isn't super, it's pretty dense. But when there's notes and stuff, there's stuff on the sides or down below. So you don't have to flip to the back on it. Anyway, so I think these are, the Heritage Press is who did these. And anyway, so I found these for 20 bucks. And I've been looking for, these are 1963. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so, but I've been looking to get this one. It's like a huge bind up, the Penguin Black Classic. So I was wanting to get it, but it was over $20 online that I could find. And anyway, so Samuel Johnson is from the 1700s, and he was a writer, and I think I keep thinking he did something with dictionary wise, like he wrote a lot of stuff that people, before they did the Oxford Dictionary. I think he did a lot of stuff before that. I'm not sure. And again, he wrote a lot of stuff, and everybody knew him because they called him Dr. Samuel Johnson. Anyway, so Boswell, this biographer, knew him. I think so this was written not long afterwards. So it's one of those biographies I've always wanted to read. I don't know a lot about Samuel Johnson. This is totally a whim in some ways. What's really funny is that the next bookstore I went to, of course, I found the Penguin Black Classic one, and I could have bought it for $10, but I got $20, and I got these hardbacks, and it split up into 3. And yes, it's older, but I don't mind. I'm really excited to kind of dive into these. I might do a section every once in a while. That would be, I don't think I could read them all at one time. So, but that was my kind of different find, because I usually do not buy hardbacks. But I'm glad I got those in a a set like that. It was just kind of a different. I mean, they're not gorgeous sets or anything. It's just, but it's usable, and I'm really excited to read that. Why, I don't know, but I am. And then the last one that I went to was Robert's Bookstore, which is in Lincoln City, and it's a really big store. I do have some photos of that too, a video of that, and that's where I found this Samuel Johnson, and I was just like, I couldn't believe after all these years of looking for it, I found it there like right after I bought that set. But it's fine, I left it on the shelf. It was really a good copy too. It hurt, but I didn't buy it. So I bought a few 5 books there. One I bought was Boy's Life by Robert McCammon. So I've always wanted to read this. This is one of those books that I always meant to read, like back in, I don't know, I don't remember when this came out. I keep thinking early 2000s is when I wanted to read this. It came out in 91. So I probably knew about it in the 90s, and I probably thought I was going to read it because I've read, you know, a lot of Stephen King and Dean Koontz, and I just thought this would be another one because it has to do with a young boy and then things that happen in his small town, and there's some evil there. That's all I know about it. It's a horror novel. Anyway, or at least I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, but this was a really nice copy. I probably spent a little bit more than I wanted to on it, but I've always wanted to try this. So if you guys have read this, let me know, but I do want to get to that at some point. And then I picked up 2 more of the Alone and, oops, as I drop books. Sorry, hold on. I did pick up 2 more from the Edge series. So I hope I like this because now I have 4 books. But I have Bayou Moon and Steel's Edge. We'll see. I'll get to them at some point. I also picked up another book in the Black Jewels series by Anne Bishop. I've decided to start collecting these because I am going to revisit the series come, I think, January. I'm going to reread book 1 and then just kind of start binging it. I love her Others series, but everybody says that Black Jewels is really good once you get into it. And I think I just need to get past book 1 and just force myself to read on. So I bought book 4, The Invisible Ring. And then I also found one more urban fantasy, The Nymphs of Rocky Flats by Mario Acevedo. So this is, I think this, was he in New Mexico? I don't remember, but he's like a PI who lands some case. And so there's supernatural, you know, stuff going on. And I'm guessing, I think there are vampires in this one. Undead. I don't know. Anyway, and somewhere near Roswell. So we don't know. We'll see what happens. I've heard about this before and I just never picked up a copy. So I found this fairly good one there. And so I picked it up to try it. Yes, I'm adding more to my urban fantasy cart. Anyway. And then the last one I went to on Friday, I went to a bookstore here not too far away in Hillsborough, which I'd just never been to. It was one I've always wanted to and I just never got there. So I picked up another book in the Black Jewels series. This is Dreams Made Flesh. I think this is book 5. So again, I will get into that fantasy hopefully next year. And then I picked up another urban fantasy that I had seen when I was out and about, but I didn't buy the copy because it was sticky. So I'd taken a photo of it so that I could look for it. And this bookstore has great places, has series. There's so many series and so many books. I'm going to go back there when I have my list together of books I'm missing in certain series because there were just so many. And I just couldn't remember what I had and what I didn't. I wasn't prepared. So I will definitely be going back to this bookstore. Unfortunately, it's really close. It's only about 6 miles away. So it's maybe not good for me, but it's great to have another local bookstore that I can go to. This one's called Queen of Shadows by Diane Sylvan. So this is a vampire one where I think the woman has some kind of powers and something she can manipulate people with when she plays music. So she has a guitar, she's a singer. And so she's somehow something's happened and of course she's broken of some sort. And then there's a guy who's like the leader of the South of the vampires of some sort. I think this takes place at Austin, Texas, I think. Something like that. Anyway. So another one I just had as I add more to my cart rather than get rid of. And then the last one I got was The Curse of the Wraith, I think, by Janny Warts. This is one of those series where I've heard so much about it, but I know nothing about it. It has like it's a fantasy series, epic. It's like, I think it's like 8 books long, or is it 10 books? And they're all huge. But I've never found the first book. So I got the first book so I could at least try it. And I've never tried her before either. So she'd be a new author to me. This talks about 2 brothers, and I think there's some kind of blood feud going on. And I think they're on 2 different sides, or else they're on the same side, and then they exiled, and something happens, and somehow they're key to something happening. That's about all I know, but it's a fantasy. So it's huge. Again, why do I pick up these over 800-page books? But anyway, so those are all the books that I got in a 24-hour period, going to 5 different used bookstores. I did buy a few things online too, but because they're not here yet, I can't show you those. So that'll be in my book haul at the end of the month. So this is part 1. So if you guys have read any of these books or any of these series, let me know if I should, bump them up on my TBR, or if they're ones I should need to read sooner rather than later. I'm really, like I said, I love going used bookstore shopping, clearly. And on my vacation, I always let myself go. And I spent all the money I had when I went to the coast with my parents, all but $8 that I took with me. So I think I did pretty well. Anyway, then I spent them the next day when I went to the other store. Anyway, so let me know if you picked up anything good recently, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.